Not a rally, not a press conference, not a campaign stop. A quiet, closed-door, off-site emergency meeting. No cameras, no press, no transparency. Just Donald Trump and his inner circle. Top advisors, political operatives, the people whose only job is to stop the coming disaster. Because everyone inside that room knows one thing. The 2026 midterms are shaping up to be brutal. Republicans are staring at the real possibility of losing the House. There is serious talk they could lose the Senate, too. And if that happens, Donald Trump becomes a lame duck president. No judges, no major bills, no confirmations, no leverage. 2 full years where nobody has to listen to him. Dead in the water. And that terrifies them. They know Trump does not survive without power. He does not function without control. He does not tolerate irrelevance. So they gathered to figure out how to stop the collapse. Yes, they are already doing the usual stuff. Messing with voter rolls. Making it harder to vote. Pushing new restrictions. Filing lawsuits. The whole playbook. But they also came up with something else. Something so dumb that it loops back around to being incredible. They know Donald Trump is historically unpopular. Not controversial, not polarizing, unpopular, broadly, deeply, consistently. So you cannot exactly send that guy into swing districts to save endangered Republicans. That would be political suicide. But there is another problem. Trump cannot physically campaign like he used to. He cannot do long rallies. He cannot stand for hours. He cannot travel nonstop. A rally where Trump has to sit the whole time would expose weakness. It would show decline. It would show reality. So Trump cannot be the face of the midterms. So what is the plan? Instead of sending Trump, they will send his cabinet. Yes, that is the plan. The strategy to save Republicans is to send the one group of people in America who are even less popular than Trump himself. Think about how insane that is. Trump cannot save your race, but maybe Kristi Noem can. Trump is toxic. But maybe Pam Bondi will turn things around. Oh, you are in trouble. Here comes Pete Hegseth. Oh no, polling is collapsing. Deploy RFK Jr. in workout jeans. This is not a joke. This is real. This is the plan. And I love it. I truly love it. I support this plan 100%. Not because it will help them, but because it will destroy them. You could not design a better self-sabotage operation if you tried. They actually believe the problem is exposure. They think Americans just have not met these people enough. That if voters could just see them in person, everything would change. That is delusion. Meeting these people in person makes things worse. Way worse. Weird does not hide well live. Arrogance does not hide well live. Incompetence does not hide well live. You can edit TV interviews. You cannot edit town halls. You cannot edit hecklers. You cannot edit awkward silence. You cannot edit rambling answers. You cannot edit confusion. And this administration is nothing but confusion stacked on top of ego. Imagine RFK Jr. standing in front of suburban parents explaining vaccines. Imagine him talking about brainworms. Imagine him talking about vibes. Imagine him talking about vibes again. That is not persuasion. That is birth control for Republican votes. Imagine Pam Bondi meeting voters who ask about corruption, about ethics, about accountability. And she is standing there like, sorry, I cannot talk about that. Redact, redact, redact. Fantastic look. Imagine Pete Hegseth trying to explain foreign policy to veterans, or military families, or literally anyone who follows world events. Good luck with that. Imagine Kristi Noem explaining to farmers why federal support keeps disappearing. Imagine Marco Rubio trying to pretend he still believes in anything he said before 2016. This is a traveling circus of bad ideas, and the funniest part is they think it will work. This emergency meeting tells you everything. They know Trump cannot be the face of the midterms. That alone is huge. For years, the party revolved around him. Now behind closed doors, they admit it. He is a liability. They cannot say it publicly. But their actions scream it. If Trump were an asset, he would be everywhere. He would be on buses, on planes, on stages. Instead, they are trying to hide him. They also do not have popular policy wins. They do not have big economic success stories. They do not have rising living standards. They do not have affordable healthcare wins. They do not have major infrastructure victories people can feel. So all they have left is personalities, and their personalities are radioactive. This is what happens when a party becomes a personality cult. When the leader weakens, everything weakens. There is no bench. There is no next generation. There is no deep talent pool. Just louder versions of the same chaos. And voters are tired. They are tired of drama, tired of chaos, tired of culture wars, tired of conspiracies, tired of everything being a fight. They want boring government. They want stability. They want roads that work, schools that function, healthcare that does not bankrupt them, jobs that pay enough to live. Instead, they are being offered cosplay government. So when these cabinet members show up in person, when voters look them in the eye, when they hear them speak unfiltered, the gap between propaganda and reality becomes impossible to hide. That is why I love this plan. Not because it is smart, not because it is clever, but because it perfectly captures where this administration is. Out of ideas, out of touch, out of time. Afraid of losing power, afraid of accountability, afraid of voters. So they are leaning into the very thing that is sinking them, their own cast of characters. Let them. Because sometimes the best thing your opponent can do is exactly what they are planning to do. Thanks for watching. If you are not already subscribed, subscribe. Like, comment, and share.